We're giving you this letter so that you give it to the mayor. What is your name?
Oh, what is the ideal situation for this money to go towards, the excess TIF dollars?
So tax dollars should absolutely go to schools, parks, libraries, clinics, the places where most of our tax money should go. What's happening now is that we've got huge pools of money that's getting siphoned away to be handed out to downtown developers, to build skyscrapers, to build corporate plaza. That's not what makes sense with our money. I think this is hard-earned taxpayer dollars that should be going absolutely to invest in local neighborhoods.
So what neighborhoods do you think are most in need for these dollars?
Neighborhoods across the city. We have folks here from Little Village, from Brighton Park, from Humboldt Park, from Uptown, North Side, South Side, West Side. It's a huge disinvestment happening in neighborhoods, but especially I think you see on the South and West Sides a ton of violence happening, a lack of investment by the city, and you see what's happening. Folks who've been fighting for park spaces for years, decades, and still don't have it, still get told that there is no money for it. Well, how do we find money suddenly for $30 million for a downtown corporate plaza? Clearly, there's money. There's when you want there to be money, and so we're here to demand that we actually invest in neighborhoods in the city.
What do you think would be the fairest allocation of the way to divide the money fairly? If let's say all the taxes come from all over, what is the fairest way to divide that money?
I mean, the money should go to where it's needed, right? So right now, over 50% of all of our tax dollars should go into the schools, and instead you've got over like $260 million every year that's getting diverted away from schools into these corporate slush funds. Doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, you're closing schools, you're disinvesting in schools. You say there's no money to pay teachers for a longer day. It's all connected, and so what we're saying is there is plenty of money, and it's where it's going right now and where it should be going.
All right, and so the letter that you guys presented to Mayor Emanuel is just to get that more aware and to try to get those funds over to the kids and to the schools, correct?
It's demanding a meeting with the mayor to talk about TIF spending, to talk about priorities, and to talk about the need to shut down the South Central TIF. There's no reason why we have downtown TIFs. It's money that's being used for corporate handouts, and that's money that should be going into our neighborhoods.
Do you guys have any thoughts on, because I think they just shelved TIF reform. I don't know if did you see that as like 2 or 3 weeks ago? They were talking about doing TIF reform, but then they kind of put it on the back burner. I don't know if you guys have been following that at all.
Well, in terms of the mayor's commission?
Yeah. And do you guys have any thoughts on that, on what you would like to see in TIF reform?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been very vocal from day one. We've been testifying. We've been sort of speaking out constantly about how this money should actually be reformed, how TIF money should really